Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one, and it's an unusual looking box, and I posted a photograph of it on my Facebook business page recently, and everybody was like, oh, how'd you make it, how'd you make it? So easy, really easy, promise you. And you know what I'm like, I like making projects that look beautiful and complicated, but that are really easy to make. So I'm going to show you how to make it. And you start with a piece of cards, or rather piece of paper, that measures 8 by 4 inches, which is 20 by 10 centimetres. So we're going to start with that, and I'm working with my trimmer because we're going to be doing scoring and trimming using it. And the first thing you want to do is you want to score it on the long side at 3 inches and 5 inches, which is 7.5 and 12.5 centimetres. Okay, and then we're going to cut it in half down the length, so down at 5 centimetres, 2 inches. So you've got two identical pieces of paper basically. First thing we're going to do, we're going to take one of them and mark it in half at the 1 inch mark. So at both ends. Okay, we're going to mark that one at 1 inch, 2.5 centimetres on the short side. The other one, we're going to do that at 1/2 inch. I'm going to work off this 1/2 inch mark. And we're going to mark that at both ends, and actually on both sides, so essentially 1/2 inch and 1.5 inches, or 1 centimetre and 4 centimetres. Okay, so when I bring that to you, hopefully, let me put this on autofocus, I've got a mark there and a mark there at both ends on one, and on the other one I've got a mark just in the centre. Okay, so with this one that I have marked at 2 parts, I'm going to line up my groove with the centre of the trimmer groove. Let me move it down slightly so you can see it. This part here, I'm going to line that up there and this scored line there and cut it off. Okay, and I'm going to do the same. And I'm just going to basically keep rotating all the way around, so I will cut 3 thin wedges off, and I'm looking for the best way to do this so that you'll still be able to see it. I'm hoping you can still see that. There we go, I'm lining up my little groove and there and there, and the same on, oh, I've done that one. I was going to re-trim it. Okay, so those are done. This one, we're going to do the same lining up with the with that little mark there and this one, but this time we're going to score it. So, not trim, and just keep going all the way around until you've done all 4 lines. Don't do that very well. And just keep going all the way around. And the trimmer is marvellous for this. You could do it with a ruler. You often see me working with rulers, with a steel rule, but because I wanted to trim off as well, I just thought, let's go with the trimmer. So there we go. So those are my 2 pieces. I'm just going to fold this one and burnish it. Fold this one and burnish it. Fold my all the score lines on, whoops, on this one. So including my diagonal lines. And honestly, this is so easy. You could do loads of these. So long as your piece of paper, that this part here and here is twice that, and so that you can mark exactly in the middle, or you can mark it into essentially quarter sizes. You can make it any length you like. So I'm now going to stick this piece, this is the one where I've cut off bits, and I'm going to stick that slap bang in the middle of this part, so it's going to sit in there. Now I can't at all see what I'm doing with that crazy pattern side, so I'm just going to have to turn it over. There we go. So that's what I've done. So I've saved paper because I haven't cut chunks out. Fold these 2 up, those 2 round, and because of the angle that I've worked with, it's a perfect fit. Grip and grab a hole punch. I did have one handy, and this is the smallest one. punch a hole in. That was probably too small, that one actually, I think. Oops, maybe I should have gone with the next size up. So those ones on the inside, the tabbed ones on the outside. Picked up the magnets. Let's try this again. That's better, much better. Okay, and then grab some twine and feed it through. Yes, I did just lick and stick that, didn't I? Maybe use a thread, a needle. Anything to make your life easier. Okay, so those ones on the inside. Pull it through and simply tie it off. And you can grip this quite well actually, and it's not going to have any issue because obviously you've put all your treats and bits and stuff inside already. Oh, grabbing the wrong bit there. This is worse than me trying to teach my children how to tie laces, isn't it? And then simply finish it off with some little accessories and decorations. So I put little flowers on here, so I'm going to grab my mini flower punch. I'm going to grab this scrap of Whisper White, 3 of those, and lift them up a little bit with the back of my bone folder. No, it's not a bone folder at all, it's a paper piercer. And I've got some candy dots in here. I haven't checked to see if I've got 3 red ones. Oh, I have, that's lucky. So it's real red that I'm going for with this one. So those 3 there, and then mini glue dots onto the back. And that is a cute little box bag triangle. It's very sweet. And like I say, so long as I've found that aesthetically, if this is twice that, it looks better. But so long as the width of your piece of paper, and I've got some spare here, that you can divide it into 4 parts and in half equally, you'll get a lovely bag box that looks like that. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon.